Welcome to your video on Noah's family on God's Ark and Feng Shui Trigrams. Why Christians should study Chinese wisdom by Pastor Rosemary A.B. Harper. Feng Shui Trigrams and Noah's Ark birth order of sons and daughters-in-law. This is very important. There's an order of the sons and their wives, the eldest, the middle, and the youngest in the Feng Shui Trigrams, which make up the I Ching, and then there's a King Wen, but Feng Shui was the originator of the I Ching because he originated the trigrams. So we stick with the original Feng Shui method. There are some very important differences, and we'll get into that later in another video, because in one you end up with things being completed in the Feng Shui, and in the King Wen they left incomplete. So depending on what you want, you know, but we'll get into that. It's a little bit more advanced kind of feng shui, but we'll get into that later. But for now we're going to stick with this because Noah's Ark, the story of Noah's Ark, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing as in the I Ching. You have again the son and the oldest son and the middle son and the youngest son. You have the oldest daughter, the middle daughter, and youngest daughter. You know, whether they're daughters-in-law or daughter, it doesn't really matter. It's the order of the family, and you know, you have the mother and the father. So it's very global. It's very traditional, and it's very worldwide. Okay, so we're going to get into how there are correspondences about this. Now, the Feng Shui Trigrams and Noah's Ark, again, the birth order of sons and daughters-in-law. Now, you will find that these assignments are similar in nature to a tetragrammaton, Yud He Vav He formula, where daughter eventually sides with father, thus dooming herself to her mother's lowly fate, perpetuating patriarchal mechanism of familial and societal order. So many, you know, there's different cultures have this same formula, and Aleister Crowley talked about this in some of his works, about how the final He, the daughter, comes, you know, perpetually keeps the patriarchy going because she sides with the father, the Yud, the first Yud. You have Yud He Vav He. You have fire, water, air, earth. Water He is for mother, and earth He is for the daughter. So this has a lot to do also with the Urim and the Thummim. These things are really all the same. So we're going to kind of get into why Chinese wisdom is very important, and why even if there's a lot of Christians and Catholics in China, but one doesn't have to throw one's culture or one's wisdom out, because again, these come from the same place. They all come from Creator, and that's what we're going to look at. Now, an important note here is that patriarchs or matriarchs might even reverse or purposefully confuse order of children in writings, or claim in-laws are birth children, or vice versa, for a reason to not anger young ones, since they represent their future. Youngest and oldest son might not always be distinguished from each other for a similar reasoning. This is very important, and it's important to understand that. It's not so much, you know, there are many books written that say that people don't really begin to fudge on the truth until they're trying to protect something or someone. It's not always themselves they're trying to protect. They might be protecting their family, their country, their business, whatever. So just understand that, and understand it. You can look at the Julian Jaynes book, psychology book, The Origins of Consciousness and the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind, again by Julian Jaynes. He talks about that in his book. He talks about how the first time anybody ever lied was when they felt threatened, when other societies came in and threatened them. That's when the first time they started to lie. So people only lie when they're scared. If people aren't scared, they're taken care of, there's no need for them to lie. So understand, if you want the truth, be kind to people, and they'll most likely give you more of a truth. Now, traditional order, we have the Chinese word Qian, and we have Noah, the father, heaven, planet is the sun. For the sun, we have some of these words for that are in the in the Tanakh, and some of these words that, you know, come from before the Hebrew, you know, some of these words are very, a little bit difficult to say, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, so the planet the sun, well, the planet the sun is with Chian and Noah and Father in heaven. So we have Chian, Noah, Father, heaven. The planet is the sun. Now, not to make you confused, the word sun, that's spelled like S-U-N, the planet is Mercury, but it is the Chinese word sun, S-U-N, or sun, sun, sun. Okay, for the first daughter in the Noah's Ark, it's Sedequetelebab is her name. So the first daughter, or the eldest daughter-in-law, or however you want to say it. But again, it's all the same in I Ching. So wind and wood, the planet is Mercury. Again, the name is Sun, S-U-N, planet Mercury. So don't let that confuse you. Now, the word Li, L-I, it's for the second daughter from, you know, Noah's the father. The second daughter, or daughter-in-law, second daughter-in-law would be Ne'elatamauk. And that is, again, the second daughter, or second daughter-in-law, is fire, or the middle, and that's fire and sun. Planet is Jupiter. Now, the next we have Ken, Ken, and that's Chinese word. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing them exactly right. I'll learn that. And for Noah, as we go down for his progeny, we have the third son. And it could be son-in-law, but it's the third son, and it's Japheth. And mountain is the element, and the planet is Saturn. K'en, or Ken, K'en. Okay, now Tui, or Tui, I believe that's the Chinese word. From Noah, the third daughter, or third daughter-in-law, it is Ada Tan Esses. And marsh is the element, or the ecological, the ecology, you know, what you're dealing with in nature, and it's marsh, and the planet is Venus. Okay, now Ka'an is, for the Chinese word, the second son, or second son-in-law, is Ham from Noah, and the elements are water and moon, or the natural phenomena, water and moon, and the planet moon. The planet is the moon, or Luna. Okay, now for the Chinese word Chen, the first son, or first son-in-law, is Shem from Noah, and thunder is the natural element, and the planet is Mars. For mother we have Ku'un, or Kun, and for the mother we have, you know, the wife of Noah, we have Mzara, and the element, or the natural phenomena, is Earth, and the planet is Earth. Now, alternate order based upon order of planets in our solar system. Okay, now Chi-En, Noah, Father, Heaven, Planet, Sun. So if you want to go from how it's based on our solar system, from the sun out, the sun, not Sun, Mercury, which is Sun in Chinese, but the planet, the sun, which is Chien, Noah, Father, Heaven, Planet, Sun first, then Sun, Sede, Quetelebab, first daughter, wind and wood, planet Mercury, see, sun, Mercury, then, but Sun is Mercury in Chinese, okay, Tui, Ada Tan Esses, the third daughter, Mars, planet Venus, we have Sun, Mercury, Venus, then Khan, or Ka'an, Ham, second son, water and moon, planet Moon, Kun, or Ku'un, Mzara, mother, Earth, planet Earth, because she's, you know, after Venus, Earth, then Chen, Shem, first son, thunder, planet Mars, and then Li, or that's L-I, we have Ne'elatamauk, second daughter, fire and sun, or the natural phenomena, and the planet Jupiter. And then Ken, or Ken, Japheth, third sun, mountain, planet Saturn. Okay, now it's important to know where you can get this information. There are many, many books. There's some wonderful books out there that specifically talk about this. But one place you can get this, the Feng Shui Trigrams and familial assignments derived from The Magician's Companion, a practical and encyclopedic guide to magical and religious symbolism by Bill Whitcomb. And you can, in the description box, I have a link to the where it's on Google, and you can go read it there, where I have this footnote listed. Okay, it's again Feng Shui Trigrams and familial assignments derived from, quote, The Magician's Companion, a practical and encyclopedic guide to magical and religious symbolism by unquote, by Bill Whitcomb. Okay, that's 1998 Llewellyn Publications, page 139 to 140. Now, second footnote, names of Noah family on God's Ark according to Wikipedia article, quote, wives aboard Noah's Ark, unquote, derived from, quote, Book of Jubilees, unquote, also called, quote, the Little Genesis, unquote. And so you can, again, go to the description box and find the link and go to it there. You'll find it on Google, and it's also on Facebook, and you can find, but it's not linked to Facebook, it's linked to Google because Google and YouTube are connected, but I have this listed on Facebook as well. So you can go to Google and find, you can see it written. Okay, so this is something that I enjoyed working on. I have friends who had some books about this, which I never had the book in my possession, but I did get to look at it for a while, and it was very interesting. And I read some of it, and so I looked it up, and I found these other resources. But I don't really have access to some of the other books to talk about that at the moment. But again, these are how you can find more out about this. And I'm sure there's other resources out there. But this is all I have right now to where you can get information on this. It's extremely interesting. It's an extremely interesting way to look at, again, Feng Shui is no different than the cameas and the planetary cameas, those planetary squares. There's no difference. So if you're doing Feng Shui, you're doing planetary magic. You're using magic squares, okay? And if you're using the sun, not Sun Mercury, but the sun, Qin, you're using 666. So that's to bring light into a dark place, because that's the solar logos. It is the light. Okay. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pastor Rose of an Astrology Angel, and most of the learning I have comes from when I've been a member of many Rosicrucian and orders that were Golden Dawn style orders, and this is where I've gotten most of my information from, learning from their books, which were the information in those books are gotten from the Golden Dawn books by Israel Regardie and Pat Zaleski and those kind of things. So I've been reading this stuff for years, absorbing it, and now it's nice to have a place to go ahead and talk about it. All the things that we put into our brain come back out. Thank you for joining us, and join us again.